Good evening, good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. How you doing this beautiful evening? Your brother Tony is prepared to serve you up some good food for the soul. So come on in, sit down at the dinner table, and get ready because we're going to have something served up very good this afternoon. And by the way, my brother and sister, go ahead and invite some more family members and friends because you know we got plenty of the good food for the soul. And keep in mind that we may have guests that come to the dinner table. So if you don't mind, scoot over a little bit and let our guests come in and get and feast on some of this good food for the soul. Okay. If this is your first time at the dinner table, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. I talk about relationships of that between a man and a woman from a biblical perspective. When I say biblical, I go back to the book of Genesis and I see where God created the man, he created the woman, he represented the woman to the man, that man being Adam, the woman being Eve. God was the foundation or the rock of that relationship. So that's where I come from. Now, if you're at the dinner table and you thinking about another type of relationship or you have another point of view on a relationship, I still encourage you to sit at the dinner table. Maybe you can get something out of this. Okay. I really encourage you. I'm talking on a few different platforms. I'm talking on the book and I'm talking on the tube live. If you're on the book, I may make some comment to those that are on the tube. You may not see their names and comment, but I will call out their names and comments. Okay. And vice versa, those of you that are on the tube, I may make a reference to those that are on the book. You may not see their names and comment. However, I will call out their names and comment, throughout the show. And keep in mind, this, my brother and sister, if you have a comment or a question at the dinner table, by all means, I would like you to feel that you could express yourself. And I want you to be comfortable here because it's family here at the dinner table. So if you have a question or comment along the way, go ahead, ask your question or make your comment. We're family here, okay? With that said, we're about to really get into our meal for tonight. How you doing, Sister Tierra? More welcome to the dinner table. And those of you that are coming in, when you look at the top of the menu for tonight's dinner, it is what's cooking. When a man or a woman is highly attractive to you, listen to what I'm saying. When a man or a woman is highly attracted to you, but you aren't feeling the same way. Again, when a man or woman is highly attracted to you, brother, or you, sister, but you aren't feeling the same way. This particular topic that we're talking at the dinner table tonight, Sister Renee, she reached out to me yesterday and she said that she wanted me to discuss this at the dinner table. So Sister Renee, she'll soon be coming on. I believe she might be on now. I don't know, but she haven't said anything. But we're talking about this because Sister Renee, she wanted me to expound on it, not explain, but expound to open you up to this. Okay. So with that said, let's jump into this good dinner at the dinner table tonight. Some people, my brothers and sisters, are more concerned with their physical appearance more than their inward appearance when it comes to attracting a member of the opposite gender or sex. And that's what we're going to talk about at the dinner table tonight. Now, when we look at the word attractive, when we go to the dictionary, we have an idea of what the word attractive means, but let's go to the dictionary and see what the dictionary say about the word attractive. The dictionary clearly defines attractive as a person who is attracted, is a pleasure to look at, or arouse an interest or pleasure. This is what attractive means from the dictionary standpoint. And it's coming from basically a physical point of view. It's a person who is attractive, is pleasing or pleasure to look at, or arouse interest or pleasure. Now, I did some research on this, my brothers and sisters. According to Dr. Kara Morgan, Here are some signs that you are attractive. Okay, this is a little of the before we get to the main meal. This is the little appetizer, and we're going to talk about what Dr. Kara Morgan have listed some signs that you are attractive. Okay, now my brothers and sisters, listen to this. Number one, people stare at you a lot. Do you find people staring at you a lot, my brothers and sisters? If a lot of people just stare at you, that's a strong indication that you are an indicator that you are probably an attractive person if you're not doing anything crazy. Okay. Number two, my brother and sister, you get a lot of compliments. I mean, a lot of compliments. You, brother, you may hear a lot of people telling you that you are very handsome, you're very attractive. You, sister, you may hear people saying things like you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, things like that. Number three, you get asked out on a lot of dates. Some of you sisters, those of you that dress appropriately, that you don't use your body to bait men, you may find a lot of men asking you out on dates, especially if you're a single woman and you're not flashing stuff like that. I'm talking about men that are looking for a woman to be in a serious, committed, and covenant relationship with. You may find a lot of men ask you out on a date. And how it is today, on the flip side, brother, some of you single brother, there may be some women that approach you and ask you, let's hang out. You know, a lot of women don't just say, let's go on a date. They'll say something like, let's hang out. You know what I mean? So, brother, if you are experienced women, you single brother, that women say, let's go hang out a lot, and you're single, you probably are an attractive man to look at on the outside. Number four, people enjoy hanging out with you. There's something about you, brother. There's something about you, sister, where people gravitate to you and they like hanging out with you a lot. Number five, you get checked out. You could just walk in a room and it's like no matter what's going on in that room, you know, you get attention just like that. So, brother and sister, a lot of time, if you get that quick attention, you ain't got to say nothing. It's just by how you move, how your posture and everything, how you move, you get attention. That may be a strong indicator that you are an attractive man or woman. Number six, people make an effort to get you to open up. They really want you to open up. You may be the strong, silent type. How you doing, mother? Welcome to the dinner table. You may be the strong, silent type, or you may be a beautiful woman, but you don't say that much, but you got a beautiful smile. That's a strong indicator possibly that you're an attractive person. Number seven, people envy you, not jealous of you. Because jealousy is when someone wants what you have. But envy is something a little opposite of jealousy. Envy is when somebody wants what you got. Jealousy is when people want attention to them, what you get, but envy is when someone wants what you have. If you got that swag, brother and sister, if you got that grace, that's a strong indicator that you may just be an attractive person to someone, and you're going to get a lot of haters. People will hate you for no reason at all because you got yourself together. You may hear people coming back to you saying, oh, he or she's so stuck up, they think they this and that, but it's not like that at all. Let me tell you this. There are a lot of guys that think that a woman, those women that really on the high, the real high part of attractiveness, some guys, they're afraid to approach those very, very attractive women. But let me tell you what I found out about a lot of attractive women. Some men, they are intimidated by a woman that's very attractive because a lot of them assume that the woman is in a relationship, A lot of women that are highly attracted from the physical aspect, when I said physical, I'm talking about these women, they don't have to show a lot of their body. They just not that beautiful women that God have created. And then there are some guys, they are very handsome. And yes, Sister Brenda Bailey said, and very smart. Amen, sister, and very smart. So a lot of you brothers and sisters, people envy you because of who you are, and they just want that that you got. Another way, my brother and sister, you get a lot of DMs in your social media. You get a lot of DMs in your social media. What do I talk about? Some of you brothers and some of you sisters know what I'm talking about. You constantly, people jumping into your inbox. They saying things to you to get your attention. They say, hey, look at me. I want to get to know you. And some people, they may send you questionable pictures of themselves to see what that bait you. You know what I mean? Now, you know, some people, they really go to the extreme to try to get your attention, but a lot of people may jump into your inbox trying to get your attention. That may be a strong indicator that you are an attractive person. Now, this is a very interesting what Dr. Carol Morgan said as a sign that you're an attractive person. Some people may be overly nice to you, or some people may be overly mean to you. It's not going to be no in between. Some of them are overly nice and overly mean. Don't you know a lot of attractive men and women on the outside, when you look on the outside, a lot of these type of people, they can get cushion jobs. They can get a whole bunch of things if they're highly attractive from the outside, according to how some men view them, women, and how some female view vice versa. So a lot of time, people going to either like or just going to admire you, or they're going to hate you. They're going to hate you because they go with envy. They don't have what you have. Okay. Number 10, attractive people on the outside pay attention to you. Brother and sister, if you are a very attractive man or woman on the outside, other attractive people, they notice you. You know, they're just saying birds of a feather flock together. So other attractive people, they're attracted to you. And you don't have to try to get no attention. God just made you attractive. Let me tell you this, my brother and sister, when it comes to being attractive. You came from your mother and your father, right? Some people say he may look like his dad, he may look like his mama, but let me tell you this. All your mother and father did was got together and copulated, but God created you how you look. Your mom and daddy did not have anything to do with how you look, none whatsoever. Some of them would like to think that, but God is the one that put the flavor in the little Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? God is the one. Another way, according to Dr. Carol Morgan, that people are attracted, that people may be attracted to you, is eye contact. When you are an attractive man or a woman, I'm talking about the outside feature first before I get to the inward qualities. People tend to like to look in your eyes. They really like looking in your eyes. It's something about your eyes that they like look, because they say that the eyes are the window of the soul. And some people, they shy away from you. They may just shy away because they can't look in your eyes. You know what I mean? But hey, some does that. Now, another thing, if you are attractive man or woman, you will notice that the opposite sex smile at you a lot. Sister Tiara Moore said, I got a lot of hate my whole life, and I never understood until I became older. The people who envy me don't have the grace I have, and I'm a very humble and compassionate person. Amen, sister. Thank you for that testimony. That's how it is, Sister Tiara Moore. Another thing, people will eye you up and down. When you moving or whatever, you will notice sometimes people just checking you out from head to toe. Another way, people raise their eyebrow like, ooh, who is this? I ain't never seen no man like him or woman like her. And another reason why some people may think you're attracted to this 15, by parting their lips. If you notice this, a lot of time, brother and sister, we communicate with verbally and we communicate non-verbally. But a lot of time when you are an attractive person, and this is not nothing sexual that I'm talking about, okay? So some of you people that listen to Prince on Dirty Mind a long time ago, I ain't talking about that stuff. But a lot of time when you're an attractive person, people normally part their mouth like you're a piece of cake. Whatever your favorite cake is, a person normally will part their lips and they don't realize it, that you're an attractive person. So the part of the lip. 16, they try to attract your attention. If you're an attractive man or woman, if you in a grocery store or something like that, and somebody, they see you, they may try to get your attention. You think they are over there in the area where you at trying to get an item, but you notice every aisle you go on, this man or this woman, they're coming over where you're at. How you doing, Sister Pepe? And welcome to the dinner table. That may be a good indicator, according to Dr. Carol Morgan, that you're an attractive person. Number 17, they fix their appearance. If you, brother, if you going over to a woman's house or whatever, just before she open that door, they're going to make sure their hair and everything together. They want to make a good outward impression on you. And the same thing, sister, if a man know you coming in his area or whatever, a lot of time, let's say for instance, he got a tie or whatever, he going to adjust his tie and all that kind of stuff. These are subtle signs that you are an attractive man or a woman, okay? Number 18, when a person finds you attractive, my brother and sister, they normally like to stand straight up in your face. They want to get a good view of you. So they stand face to face. Number 19, if you're an attractive man or woman, people like to touch you. That's right. People like to touch you. Let me tell you this, brother, about women in general. We know that women in general, they like to touch things, right? You go in an department store, you can see a man and a woman in an apartment store. Women are quick to touch things. A lot of time men will stand out like this and observe, whereas women would touch. Like, for example, if you go in a clothing store, a man may go look at a jacket or something, he may touch it or he may just do like that, right? But a woman, she gonna put her hands on that item, right? Why I'm saying that? Because a lot of time, brother, if a woman really like you and you are appealing, she gonna touch you. Women don't touch things that they don't like. Let me tell you that, brother. Women don't too much touch things that they don't like. But if a woman like touching you a lot, she, it's something there, brother. And vice versa, sister. If a man touch you, I ain't talking about in no undercover, no provocative way. I'm talking about just like touching you. There's a strong possibility that man find you attractive, okay? Number 20, a man and a woman that like to tease you a lot, that's part of trying to get your attention. That's a strong indicator, according to Carol Morgan, that you are an attractive person. Number 21, when a person really are attracted to you, they try to lean more closer to you. Because when you see somebody just standing like this, we're talking about body language, Or if you go, brother, if you go to a restaurant with a woman and you're on a date, a lot of time, if a woman is really into you, she would try to sit closer to you. Yes, they normally try to sit closer to you until they get kind of bored with you. I was just playing. And then if you're an attractive person, a lot of time people like to ask you a lot of questions. Brother, if you find a woman asking you a whole bunch of questions, it's not that she just talking just to be talking, because some of you guys said women talk too much anyway. Some of them do. And then there's some of you guys that talk a lot. But when a man or woman asking you a whole lot of questions, that man or woman, they're trying to really get to know what's going on the inside of you, because they find you already appealing on the outside, but now they want to know how you think. Case in point, when I met my wife, right up there, Cinderella, when I met her, I told my wife this. I said, you are an attractive woman, but I got to know how you think. That's what I told her. I said, I got to know what's going on up in your head. Hey, I was trying to get beyond how my wife look. I want to know how that sister think. A lot of time when you are a very attractive man or woman, people normally do a lot of twitching. What do I mean by that? Like a lot of time, ladies might be, they be twirling their hair and all that kind of stuff. They may shy away from your brother. And then a lot of guys, sister, they like to smile and they like to do little things to get your attention. You know, they like to twitch a lot. They may seem like they real nervous. That's another thing. They may seem like they nervous. Number 24, when a person really find you attractive, they try to get you to laugh. They try to bring the humor out of you. If you seem to be a very attractive man, attractive woman, but it seems like you have serious nature, if someone really into you, they're going to try to do something to make you laugh. And the final part, according to Dr. Kara Morgan, they'll tell you, brother, if you are that man that got that swag and you know you got it going on, you going to notice women. How you doing, Sister Renee Simmer? The Sister Renee Simmer, how you doing? Yeah, Sister Renee Simmers, she the one who wanted me to talk. Thank you, Sister Renee. This is a good topic that we'll talk about at the dinner table. If a man or woman find you very attractive, that man or woman will tell you, some of you brothers, let's say, for example, those of you that got that beard game going on, a lot of time, if you got that little swag going on and you got a trimmed beard and you got well groomed, got that good cologne on, and you got that certain that women like, women would tell you. I mean, they would tell you what they like about you. And then, sister, those respectful men, they will also tell you too. Let me tell you what respectful men would do, sister. Respectful men are not going to say you sexy. Respectful men do not call women sexy unless that's his woman. Respectful men do not call women sexy, because men know what the word sexy means. I have told you, brothers, and I have told you, sister, what happened when you said when a man and woman when it comes to that word sexy. Let me tell you this, sister. If you walking with another man, how you doing, Cousin Connie? If you walking with another man, sister, and a man see you, he may give you a compliment. He's not going to say in front of the man that you standing with, you sexy. He ain't going to say that. Men don't say that because men know what the word sexy means. Now, if you by yourself, you may get some clown to say you sexy. Or if you with a group of women, a man or men may say you sexy. But let me tell you, men know what the word sexy means. And if you look in the dictionary, you would know what the word sexy means. As a matter of fact, Sister Shara, she's not here at the dinner table yet. She normally show up. But Sister Shara sent me this video of this lady that do podcast shows. Now, this lady, she's a very attractive young woman, very attractive. She was doing her podcast. And while she was doing her podcast, this man, she was reading the comments and everything. And this man told the lady, he said, you one sexy woman. And that lady stopped her podcast just like that. And she read it to the audience. She said, this guy, he said, I'm a sexy woman. But that don't do nothing for me. That's what the lady said. She said, this does not do anything for me. And then she said, do you not realize that I'm a married woman? I'm a married woman, and you disrespecting me, and you disrespecting my husband, calling me sexy. Sexy belong to my husband, tell me stuff like that. I don't know you. You very disrespectful. Now that sister, She put that man in his place because he was disrespecting her. And she said, do you guys know anything else to say besides telling a woman that she's sexy? That's what some women don't understand. Some women think when a man calling her sexy, that's supposed to be so. But actually, sister, when a man tell you sexy outside your husband, it's another motive. Believe that. Now, why did I go through all these examples that Dr. Kara Morgan said? Why did I go through that? I was going through that because I was listing what a lot of men and women do when it comes to the outside physical feature of you, my brother, or you, my sister. What we are having at the dinner table tonight, when a man and woman is highly attracted to you, but you aren't feeling the same way. Now, that's why I went through the 25 items, my brother and sister. I was expounding you to how the world look at men and women. Everything that I just listed, most of those were outside things, okay? Outside things. Now, my brother and sister, if you are an attractive man, brother, sister, if you are an attractive woman, your mom and your father did not have anything to do with it. I know you want to give your mom and daddy credit, but they didn't have anything to do with it. Your mama and daddy didn't do it. It was God that designed you. When your mama and daddy got together, God the one who fixed you up how you are. Yeah, you may have some DNA from your mama and dad and all that kind of stuff, but God is the one that fashioned you in your mother's womb. You got to understand that God made you how you look. All your mom and dad did, he got together and had a good time. That's all they did. But other than that, God the one who did it. Now, as it is written in the book of 1 Samuel 16:17, this is what the Lord said to the prophet Samuel. But before I tell you what the Lord said to the prophet Samuel, let me give you a little background. Israel's first king, King Saul, he was a very, very handsome man. Because the Bible said he was head and shoulder above every man. That means that King Saul was a very handsome man. For some of you sisters, let me relate this to you. Some of you sisters, you may think that Denzel Washington is a handsome man, right? And some of you may think that Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt or somebody is a handsome man. Okay, but King Saul was head above the rest in appearance. King David was a handsome man. The Bible let you know that King David, it listed some men and some women in the Bible. For example, Queen Esther was a beautiful woman. Sarah, Abraham's wife, was a beautiful woman. You understand? They were some beautiful women. But going back to 1 Samuel 16:7, it states that the Lord talked to the prophet Samuel. He had rejected King Saul. Now he was about to anoint David to be king of Israel. When Samuel went to, the Lord sent Samuel to Jesse's house, right? Jesse had quite a bit of sons. David was not in the house at that time. So Samuel, he went in and he looked at Jesse's oldest son. He went through all of Jesse's sons, okay? How you doing, Sister Andrew? Welcome to the Dante. He went through all of Jesse's sons, and God told him, I don't want him. 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 And then you see Samuel, he was looking at the height and all that kind of stuff based on how King Saul looked. So God would get a replacement for King Saul. So King Saul went through all of Jesse's sons except for David. David was not in the house at that time. So Samuel said, do you have any more sons? And then he said, yeah, David, but he out there tending the sheep. So he said, bring David to me. So David came into the house. And when David came into the house, the Lord told Samuel, that's the one that I want. That's what the Lord said. He said, that's the one I want. Now, focus on what the Lord told Samuel. It said, but the Lord said to Samuel, Do not look at his appearance or his physical stature, because I have refused him. He would talk about all of Jesse's other sons before David. He said, for the Lord does not see as men see. For men look at the outward appearance, but the Lord look at the heart. Now you understand that, my brother and sister? The real attractive part about a man or a woman is not the physical. It's all right for a man and woman to be appealing on the outside, but that's not the main ingredient. Like I have told you, brother, not too long ago, some of you brothers and sisters have heard me say that. When I met my wife is an attractive woman when you look at her just with your eyes. But like I said, when I told my wife, I said, you're an attractive woman, but I got to know how you think. I have dated some women that look attractive, a lot of women that look attractive, but it's to me, the older I got, and when the Lord came into my life, I started looking more about how a woman think and how she move instead of how she look. Because guess what, brothers and sisters, when a man and woman get older, they're gonna lose what they used to have. The physical part, you're gonna lose it. I don't care how many times a man or a woman go to the gym, you're going to lose it. And if you notice, my brother and sister, a lot of people, especially on the book, Facebook, if you notice this, my brother and sister, and you know I'm not lying, have you all noticed there's a lot of men and women that like to show you they working out? Have you all ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed men and women, they be sweating and they want you to see them working out, right? Why are they? Have you ever asked yourself the question, why are you doing this? Have you ever asked yourself, why this man always showing me he working out? Or why this woman always showing me she's working out? What is the motive? They're not teaching no class. Most of them don't be teaching no class. If you notice this, they'll have their music on and they want you to see them running. They want you to see them pumping weight. They want you to see them stretching and all that stuff. A lot of those people, not all, don't get me wrong. A lot of those people, but not all, they more focus on their outward appearance than their inward appearance. Because you talk to some of them, all they talking about is working out. Working out. Let's work out. Let's work out so we can look good. So we can look good. Let me tell you this. On YouTube, there are some guys, you know what they be preaching to other guys? They be telling other guys, go into the gym and get yourself together. If you're looking for a woman, get yourself together. Go work out, go pump some iron and stuff. You got to work on your body. But a lot of these guys, they never say anything about work on how you are on the inside. Those are worldly thinking men. Then you have women doing the same thing. Child, you got to do this. You got to be this. You got to be fine and stuff. You got to, your chest got to be like this. You got to have that small waist. You have to have that. You have to have those big luscious hip and that big thing in the back. You got to know how to twerk, baby. But you see, the thing about it is, it's more that's what's on the inside. Now, my great-grandfather, my brothers and sisters, my great-grandfather, Eddie Lee Stewart, he had a saying. I'm not saying he's the originator of it, but he had a saying. And his saying was this: love the person that loved you than the person that you love. Listen to it very carefully. He said, love the person that loves you and not who you love. What he's saying? He's saying don't love the person that don't love the person that don't love you. He's saying, what he actually saying is, look, he said, a man or woman that really showing effort that he or she is into you, those the people that you need to pay attention to instead of those people that you're running after. That's what my grandfather was talking about. There's a whole bunch of men and women. You are attractive to someone that don't even look at you. But there is a man or a woman that you know that he or she is into you. You see, my mother said, that's right. There is a man, sister. There is a woman, brother, that showed you some inward qualities that you need to pay attention to. Because guess what? A lot of you brothers and a lot of you sisters, you've been told that you look good so much in your life, but you ain't got nobody. A lot of handsome men and women. I'm talking to some of you brothers and sisters. You may brothers, some of you may look handsome, some of you sisters may look beautiful, but you got a stink attitude. Like Patti LaBelle said, you got to have a new attitude. Some of you all got stink attitude. Now, do you all remember the story, that Disney story called Beauty and the Beast? You all remember that story. Some of you familiar with the Beauty and the Beast story. Now, the question is, are you Beauty or are you the Beast? This is the question. Is some of you familiar with the Disney story, Beauty and the Beast? Let me give you a little background of the story. Okay, let me give you a background story. There was this man. He was a prince. But things happen. I'm not going to tell you all what happened. Maybe you all can go look at the movie. It ain't nothing wrong, you grown people going looking at Beauty and the Beast. Ain't nothing wrong. It's very entertaining, but it got a meaning, okay? This man, he was a prince, okay? So Sister Anne said, I seen it. Now, he got converted into a beast-looking individual, right? And there was this lady that he met. The lady was very attractive woman. But when she seen this man, the prince, that looked like a beast, she had a problem with it with him at first. Why? Because she looked at his appearance. She was going by the outside of this man, but on the inside, he was a prince. So what did the prince do? She grew in love with this, what appeared to be a beast, based on how he treated her. Listen to what I'm saying. He might look like a beast, but he was kind, tenderhearted, understanding to her. She grew in love with the inside of that man more than what she seen on the outside. So when she fell in love with that man, that beast, eventually what was on the inside, it came on the outside. Which take me to Jesus for a moment. If you all remember, Jesus took Peter, James, and John up on this high mountain. Okay? He took these three men with him. And when he went on this high mountain, Jesus started praying. While Jesus was praying, they went to sleep. And when they went to sleep, something woke them up. Your cousin Connie said, what's in the heart is more important anyway. Thank you, cuz. So while Jesus was praying, some of you may not have heard it, but some of you may have know about this story. While Jesus was praying, something woke them up. Peter, James, and John, they woke up. And when they woke up, they seen Jesus, how he really was on the inside. They was accustomed to seeing Jesus in the flesh, but they seen something, another side of Jesus, who he really was on the inside, because what was on the inside of Jesus was coming out. His face was shining and his clothes changed to a white that some of you sisters, you can't get no dish detergent to make nobody clothes look like that. But Jesus' whole appearance changed. They seen Jesus. Jesus allowed them to see so much of him, who he really was on the inside. You understand? They was accustomed to walking, listen to Jesus, but now they got another view of Jesus from the inside, okay? Check out what I'm saying from the inside. When Moses went on top of a mountain, when he was around God, Moses did not understand something. When he came down with the 10 commandments, those people were afraid of him. You know why those people were afraid of Moses? Because unlike Moses did not know something what those people knew. When they looked at Moses, they seen his face shining. His hair had changed colors. Moses didn't know it. They were scared of him. What did those people notice? What they really noticed was God, he was in the presence of God. So if a man and a woman is in the presence of God, you will see it. And you may be afraid of it because the average man and the average woman that follow after God, they are hid in plain sight. I'm talking about good men and I'm talking about good women. They are hid in plain sight. Let me throw something else on you, my brother and sister. We seen the appearance. I have named some stuff, right? But let me tell you about this. And you are very familiar with this particular couple because I talk about them a lot. Let's look at Ruth and let's look at Boaz. When it comes to physical attraction versus inward attraction, do you notice something very particular about Boaz and Ruth? The Bible never tells us how they look on the outside. It never tells us how they look. It didn't say how Boaz looked. It let us know that he was wealthy. It didn't tell us how Ruth looked. That wasn't the principal part. The principal part was the character inside of Boaz and the character inside of Ruth. Boaz grew in love with Ruth from her inside. Ruth grew more in love with Boaz for what was on his inside. Do you follow me, my brothers? Do you follow me, my sisters? Why am I saying this? Let me tell you this, my brother and sister. Some of you accustomed to people telling you how good you look. And it may be true. You look good. You want to be in a relationship, but you can't be in a relationship because of your stank attitude. Some of you brothers, some of you sisters, you have your nose up too high because your head is elevated because you're accustomed to that. You're accustomed to when you was in high school, sister, me and boy used to run after you. Brother, you accustomed to high school, women used to run after you. Went to college, then you accustomed to people running after you. You're accustomed, brother, to women telling you how handsome you are, how fine you are, how well you dress, your car, your house, your money. Some of you sisters, you accustomed to men saying how cute you look, how fine you are, and all that kind of stuff. All they doing is gaslighting your head and building your head up. Now, you the stuff, right? And what happened to a lot of attractive people? You got your nose over the cloud. You got your nose over the clouds, but you're not even in an airplane. Isn't that something? You're not in an airplane, but your nose are over the clouds. That's why a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters, you could be missing out on a good relationship with a man or woman that don't look that good. You see, it comes with mature. Excuse me. Don't get me wrong, my brother and sister. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong, brother, if a woman is attracted. There's nothing wrong with that. Sister, it's nothing wrong if a man is attracted. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's talk about you, brother, or you, sister. A man, sister, is after you. This man is a godly man first. He's a godly man. He may not look like Denzel Washington or Brad Pitt. He may not look like him. He may not have those abs. He may not be 6 feet tall. He may not have that fancy house and car and all that money and stuff, but he is a man that follows after God. God have equipped this man to be a leader, to be a provider, a protector, and to love you. He is willing to die for you. But you ignore him. You talk to him about other men, and you don't know that bothers him. But you notice when you crying, sister, who do you call? You may call this man to listen to you cry. He listened to you. He's there for you. You know when your tie blew out on the interstate, and those other men, you called them to come help you. Where were they at? When you got into financial hardship, where were they at? This man, he came through for you. You don't know whether or not that man, he could be living paycheck to paycheck, but you have a hardship. He arranged with his those people that he owed to double up another time, and he come through for you financially. Or he does little things for you. But you don't see that. And then some of you brothers, they have this woman. She may not be 36, 24, 36. She may have a lot of cellulite. She may have 3 stomachs and all that kind of stuff. But you running after Barbie. That's Ken's woman. You all know what I'm talking about, Bob and Ken. That's Ken's woman, brother. Why you keep running after Barbie? Barbie don't care about you. Barbie is wrapped up in Ken. Barbie is running after Ken. She's not running after you. She run after you when Ken is with his other women. When she have a slow weekend. You know that woman, brother, you know that woman who you keep running after? She don't like you. Her friends add, let me give you all the story. Some of you have heard it before, but I'm going to tell it to you again. There was this story. There was this man. He lived on the better side of town. He had it going on. But he was interested in this one particular lady, right? So what did he do? He talked to one of his relatives on the lower side of town, the private side of town, and he exchanged places with his cousin because he was attracted to this one particular woman. So his cousin took him up on the deal. This is how it went. He said, I want you to go live in my house, use my car, do whatever you want to do with my stuff. I just want to live in your house. I want to drive your car because I'm interested in this one woman. So naturally, his cousin took him up on the deal. So he got into this car, and it was like Fred Flintstone car. You know, that got the hole down on the floor part. It was a raggedy, and it chucked like that when you driving, like it was about to cut off. The house that he's staying in, it was a real shack. Okay? But he approached this lady. He took off his real nice garment, and he just looked plain, overalls and stuff like that. So he approached the lady. He talked to her. They had some pretty nice conversation, and he asked her would she go out. So she kept playing off, but she noticed he was nice. So her girlfriend saying, why are you talking to him? Look at that bomb. Look at that car he driving. Where he stay at? And she told him where he stay at. He's still on that side of town, child, and you interested in him. Then she said, well, he appeared to be nice. No, don't do that. So what happened? She continued to she continued to like this man. The man that she was really into, he didn't give her a time of day. He always came up with excuses when she wanted to be with him. All kinds of excuses. Let me check my schedule. Let me get back with you. I'm sorry, I forgot. I gotta go hang out with my all kinds of excuses. But this other man, he said, hey, let's go to the park. So she went to the park and she enjoyed walking to the park with, let's go to the movie. She went to the movie. She went to the movie and the park and everything in that car. So this went on for months and months and months and months. So it came that day when the guy said, hey, I want to take you somewhere. And she said, where? He said, I just want to take you somewhere. So he pulled up at her job and her snooty girlfriend was out there saying, there he go, Chuck. There go Chuck along. There go Chuck along. Because they heard the car coming, right? There go Chuck along. Chuck. So the car came around. He got out of the car, went around, opened the door for her. And that did something to these women that were standing there. Oh, he got manners. He riding in Chuck, but he got manners, okay? So that impressed him because, her girlfriend, the old guy that her girlfriend went out with, they said they didn't even open the door for him. When they go in restaurants, they let the woman watch the door. All that kind of stuff. But the lady got into the car and she went to the other side of town. And the lady said, where are we going? Do you know someone who live over here in this area? She was just looking around at the big houses and stuff. He said, I know someone. How you doing, sister? Welcome to the dinner time. He said, yeah, I know someone. So they pulled up in front of this big house. And he rung the doorbell. And his cousin that they had changed places, he was on his way out. So he opened the door and they hugged each other and all that kind of stuff, right? So his cousin, which it really wasn't his house, his car, he went ahead and left in his car. So the man walked inside the house with the lady. He said, come on. So he took the lady through a tour of the house. He showed her a whole bunch of things, right? So they went into the living room and she said, you took me around this house like you knew everything about this house. You were talking about rooms and everything in this house like you have been here before. And the man that was that walked out the door by us, he didn't ask no question. He just let you on in and he got in the car and left. And then that's when the man told her this. He said, all of this is mine. All of this is mine. And I need the right person to share it with. That blew her away. He said, I was not trying to deceive you or nothing, but I wanted to know that you love me for who I am than for what I got. They got married. That woman fell in love with this man based on he was understanding to her, he was caring, and all those other things that come from inside quality. This man, godly man, this man, a leader, this man was about protecting, this man was about providing all those things. And he looked at average, but it was how he treated her on the inside, and she saw it. That's about Beauty and the Beast, my brothers and sisters. She looked past what she thought that man really came from. He did not tell her everything about him. She grew in love with the man, not for what he had. Do you understand? Let's go to the story of Cinderella. I know a whole bunch of you are familiar with the Cinderella, What do we get from Cinderella? This is what we get from Cinderella. Cinderella, when you look, Cinderella, beautiful woman, right? But she was in a bad environment. She was in a very bad, hostile environment. But she was a beautiful woman on the outside. But what stood out more about Cinderella? Her heart. Her heart. Little birds came to Cinderella. She was able to talk to birds. Her stepmom and her wicked stepsister. If those birds or whatever seen them, they'll run. So what happened? We know the story. The prince, he was looking for the one. He was looking for the one. He had the glass slipper. He went everywhere looking for the one. When he got to Cinderella's house, her wicked stepmom and stepsister, they hid Cinderella. That hurt Cinderella. But the shoe could not fit no one. We know the story about the ball. The man did not settle. He was looking for the one. He was looking here and there, everywhere. Cinderella came to the ball. When Cinderella came to the ball, she shut it down. She shut it down. When he seen Cinderella, we know the rest of the story. What the story? How was Cinderella before he met her? It wasn't about all that flash and glamour to the print. It wasn't about all of that. She was hid for a purpose. She was hid purposely. What do you all get out of that? This is what you should get out of this. If you're a godly man and a godly woman, you are hid in plain sight. Worldly men and worldly women will not see who you truly are. Why did I tell you all the story about when Jesus was up on the mountain and he prayed and he changed? What Jesus did on that mountain is in you. Jesus told Peter, James, and John, don't tell it to nobody. He said it for a reason. Don't tell nobody what you just seen. The world do not see you, brother. The world do not see you, sister. You are a child or daughter of God. If a worldly man or a worldly woman don't see you for who you are, thank God for they don't see you for who you are. You are a particular people. You are a chosen generation. Brother and sister, if you happen to be blessed to be attracted on the outside, don't you for one reason think it's all about you. You didn't make yourself, brother. Sister, you didn't make yourself. If God happened to sprinkle a little good, handsome on you, brother, if God sprinkle a little glamour on you, sister, like I said, your mom and dad didn't have nothing to do with it. They did their best within a few minutes to get you. God, the one who formed you, brother. God, the one who formed you, sister. So when you came out, you may look like your mom and your dad, but they couldn't design you. They didn't design you. God designed you. So why am I saying this? Brother and sister, yeah, you look good. But just you look good and you look beautiful. But you have to have your eyes open. Because, brother, if you looking for a wife, sister, if you desire a husband, you have to allow God to handpick that man or that woman. God, you handsome brothers, and you beautiful sister, he may not pick a man or brother, he may not pick a beauty queen for you. Sister, he may not pick Mr. Universe for you. Brother, he may pick a woman for you that the world call homely. Sister, he may pick a man for you that he's a good man, but it seems like he's struggling. When I say struggling, I ain't talking about financial, but it seems like how the world look at struggling. He actually have to work. He ain't his name. He ain't like Bill Gates thing where they ain't working and their money still generated. No, he worked. So you brothers and you sisters, you're going to have to get past looks. You got to even get past where a man and woman work at. Even if a man and a woman, they got a decent legal job. Some of you sisters, you are fascinated by drug dealers because they make that quick money. But you see, while they're making that quick money and stuff, they got to look over their shoulders and stuff. Some of you sisters, you admire rich men. But rich men know they could buy you. They could buy you and they could discharge you. You see, a lot of rich men, not all rich men, you are game to them. You are a game to a lot of rich men. They buy you and they discharge you. But you after the money, right? And some of you brothers, you after the beauty. Let me tell you this, brother. Some of you brothers say, that's the most beautiful woman I ever seen. For the moment, brother, whatever woman that you call beautiful, even if you're married to a beautiful woman, guess what? There's another woman that's more beautiful. Let's be real. There's another woman that's more beautiful. Sister, your man may make a lot of money, and they ain't funny. He may make a lot of money, but guess what? There's another man that make more money than him. So if you're going for this outward stuff, there's always someone that got more. But it's vanity. How you doing, Sister Parker? Welcome to the dinner table. It's vanity. Sister Annie said, right, they are arrogant and they will treat you like something to walk on. So let me tell you this, some of you brothers and sisters. You know, some of you brothers, you know this particular woman. She listened to all that crap that you taught. She listened to all your dry jokes and she laughed. She invites you over to eat with her. A lot of time, this particular woman, when you go to see her, she don't tell you to stop by the store and pick up something. You don't always have to go in your pocket just to see her. She just likes spending quality time with you. That's all she wants. I want to spend quality time with you. If you go to a restaurant or something like that, she's not one of those that trying to flex and look at the high price food on the menu. She might be concerned with your pockets because she know you got to make a living. And this is a thing. And let me tell you something, brother. Let me go back. Let me go back. For example, brother, if you go pick a woman up, this is a good test. You go pick a woman up. You open up the door for her. She get in. Now, this is a good, let's say that you ain't got one of those cards that we got these days that you just mash it and it unlock it. Let's say that you ain't got that. Let's say you may have it, but let's say it's not working properly. You open the door for her, and when you walk around to your door, She reach over and unlock your door. Let's say you go to a restaurant. You sit at a restaurant. She don't eat until you lead a prayer. But she not Raquel Welch and all those kind of high looking women, or Halle Berry. She ain't like that, but she is a nice woman. She's beautiful on the inside. Those other women that you running after, you call them. They want to put you on a schedule. They said, let me call you back. I got to check something out. I think I got something to do that night. Let me get back with you. But you trying to make plans. Every time you go somewhere, you got to go in your pocket. She never go in her pocket. She won't even suggest to pay a tip. Think about it. But you look nice. You look nice. But the woman that just want to spend quality time with you, and if you see this kind of woman, you should learn more about this particular type of woman. That's what you should do, because this woman is showing you something. What you don't realize a lot of time, brother, that woman is the woman that God wants you to be with. He wants you to be with that woman, but you can't see. You going by all this outside stuff. You going by what other people think. You going by what your boy think. You going by what your boy looking for you to be with this beauty queen and got all the breasts and hips and everything. That's what your boy is looking for. Don't worry about what your boy is looking for. Your boys ain't your boy. Guess what happened to your boy? When those women leave them, they get sick or something. Brother, you better think about it. And sister, you better think about it too. You better be with someone that when you fall, they will pick you up. What do I mean by that? Let's say, for example, brother, sister, you lose your job. Most of the time when you lose your job and stuff, it's somebody there for the money. They're going to go. They're going to monkey branch somewhere else. They're gone. Think about this, brother and sister, especially you brothers. You need to think about this. That pretty woman that you run after, you get sick. She will not, if you need your rear end wife, she won't do it. Who want to watch somebody rear end? No one. But this woman that really into you, even though she don't like the smell and everything, she the one that would clean you up. There's a lot of guys that leave good women. And when they leave good women, they get sick or something. And the women that they're with, they leave them. And then they have to backtrack to a woman, more so their wives that was there for them. And they go right back to the wife. And it's by the grace of God that their wife take them back. Thank you, Sister Cynthia. It's by the grace of God. And some of you women out there, you want to go out there with the bad boy. He seems like he's excitement, right? He gaslights you a lot. Sister Parker said a lot of men out there rather have these hoochie women. That's right. Women like myself, they will leave us quickly. Hey, sister, like I just said, God hide his sons and daughters in plain sight. But, sister, you running after the bag, right? Don't you realize that the bag is that man bag? He treated you nice, right? He treated you nice. He took you on a trip around the world and everything. So now you flexing. Then he start talking to you nasty. He start calling you the female version of a dog. He called you one of those garden tools, and it ain't no shovel. He even started hitting you upside your head. All kinds of stuff. Oh, Mr. Glamorous, he's not that no more. But that guy that didn't do you like that, that was there for you. You looking down on him. Hey, sister, you better get with it. I tell you what, brother and sister, right now, you single brother and sister right now, what you need to do if you desire to be in a relationship with the right man or woman, what you need to do is pray to God. Delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Pray to God to handpick the right man or woman to come into your life. You done failed. Some of you brothers and sisters, you have failed. Where you at now? I have failed a lot of time before God brought Cinderella to me. You a failure. Some of you brothers, you are a failure. Some of you sisters, you're a failure because you were trying to get the man or woman to your specification. Whatever your specification is, my brother and sister, what you need to do tonight, your little top 10 list, you need to shred it, burn it up, throw it away with the key, and ask God to bring the right man or woman into your life. Before I leave, listen to this. Abraham, wife Sarah died. It hurt his son Isaac. Abraham needed an heir. He didn't want to leave it to his servant. Abraham told his servant, I want you to go back to my homeland. How you doing, Sister Cheryl? We're to the table. He said, I want you to go back to my homeland and get a woman from my homeland. Why did Abraham tell this servant to go back to his homeland? Because where Abraham was at, it was a lot of hoochie mamas around there. It was a lot of women that like to twerk. It was a lot of women that they would just think about getting their hair done, their nails done, and a manicure and a pedicure. They would think about riding the best camel. Abraham didn't want his son with those infested women because Abraham knew how they think because it came out in their behavior, how they dress, how they talk, how they poured, and all that kind of crazy stuff. Abraham told his servant, go back to my homeland and get my son a wife. The man obeyed Abraham, went back to his homeland. The man did not know who to get. He did not know who to get. So what did the man do? He did what Abraham normally do. He prayed to God. And it went a little something like this. He prayed to God. And when he prayed to God, this is how it kind of went. He said, Lord, the Lord of my master Abraham, my master son, he needs a wife. And I'll need your help, Lord. This is a sign, Lord. Show me this sign. The woman that asks me to have a drink of water and she gives some water to my camels, that's how I know she's the one. Because when his servant and his camels and stuff got there, they was tired. So they were sitting down and they were watching a whole bunch of women going down to this water hole getting water. So it was a whole bunch of them. But there's one woman by the name, her name was Rebecca. Rebecca came to him and say, hey, you want some water? Do you mind if I give your beast or camel some water? And when she said that, my brother said, when she said, do you want some water? Do you want me to give your beast or camel some water? Right then, he knew God answered prayer. What did God do? God answered his prayer. God handpicked Isaac's wife. And then there was some more thing that took place. But the lady, she agreed to go meet Isaac. She never met Isaac before. Listen to me, my brother and sister. She never met Isaac before. Isaac never knew her before. So here they come. A woman on a camel. Isaac Isaac seen her, and Isaac probably was saying, who is that? Who is that? She got down from the camel. Her and Isaac met. They went into Sarah's tent. Sarah had died. Isaac was hurting. When they went into the tent, they consummated their relationship. And the Bible clearly indicated that when he met this woman, that grief that he had for losing his mama, she lifted his spirit. God knew how to lift Isaac's spirit. Rebecca went on to have Jacob. And you all know about Jacob. His name turned to Israel. But what I'm saying, God handpicked the woman. That's what I'm telling you, brother and sister. Let God handpick the person for you. All you do is ask God to handpick the man. Sister, if you need a man, ask God. If you desire a man, ask God to cause the right man to find you. Brother, if you desire the right woman, ask God to bring the right woman to you. He will do it, but he will do it in his time. You got that? When I met Cinderella, you all have heard it more and more. It took me 5 years from that particular prayer to meet her. And for those of you that don't know the story, I prayed to God. I said, God, and I'm paraphrasing that, God, I know I'm not a good man. I know I've been wilding out, but I want a wife. I want a wife to follow me as I follow Christ. And I want God to answer that prayer just like that. He wouldn't do it. Between the time when I prayed and the time I met Cinderella, I went on other dates. I was about to settle, my brothers and sisters. I was about to settle. That's right. And I would have been going backward because I was about to do it my way. My way, brothers and sisters, it failed. I'm not a failure, but when I went about trying to get women, I failed. I didn't fall. I failed. I kept flunking the test. You know why I kept flunking the test? Because I did not ask God to help me. I went by looks. I went by shapes. I listened to the Commodores saying brick house. Yes, I did. 36, 24, 36. Oh, what a winning hand. Yes, I listened to the Commodore, like a lot of you brothers do. Stop listening to lining out with the Commodore no more. Stop listening to Brick House and let God bring you the real house. When God bring you the real house, brother, he's going to bring a woman to you that has his son Jesus living in her. Sister, don't go running after no man. Stop looking for a man. Did Ruth go looking for a man? That's your standard. Did Ruth go look? You don't see nowhere in the Bible Ruth went looking for a man. God set her up for Boaz to find her. So, sister, go about your life. God gonna cause the right man to zero in on you. Sister Annie said, that's why I'm still waiting for him, because I refuse to go through what I went through before. Amen, sister, because a good man won't watch you hustle, amen, and catch hell, amen, and don't help you and have the means to do so. Angela, you made a good point, because let me tell you, Angela and the rest of you sister, let me tell you about Boaz. When Boaz met Ruth, they were not married. How you doing? How you doing, Sister Flo? They were not married. But what did Boaz do? He took note of Ruth. He seen other women out there. He took note of Ruth. And not only did he take note of Ruth, you know what Boaz did? Boaz made it a way to provide for Ruth before she said, I do. That's what some of you brothers need to listen to. Boaz was already thinking about providing for Ruth. Because remember, what did Ruth do? You all remember what Ruth did, right? Her job was, right? she was like picking up the leftovers. Boaz made sure that she got some food. Not only did Boaz think about she get some food, Boaz said, don't let nobody bother her. I don't want to hear nobody bothering that woman. You see, Boaz was already thinking about, I could provide for her and I could take and I can protect her. Boaz was not married to Ruth yet. Ruth was getting a foreshadow of a man that was going to soon be a husband. What did Ruth do? This is what Ruth did. Ruth went back and talked to her mother-in-law that had what? Wisdom. Sister, when you talk to a woman, stop talking to your girlfriend that running from man to man, that got a man, or half of a man, going in and out and all that kind of stuff. Stop listening to your girlfriend that got jacked up relationships. Stop listening to them. Listen to a woman that got wisdom. What is wisdom? The ability to see things from God's point of view. Who did Ruth talk to? She talked to her mother-in-law. Naomi told her what to do. But Naomi, I'm going to paraphrase it. Naomi told her, hey, go take you a good bath. Get your hair done. Fix yourself up. Because you about to go eat dinner with Boaz. See, she wanted Ruth to be presentable in a respectful way. She did not tell Ruth, make sure that your blinds open and your boys, they all sticking out. Naomi didn't tell Ruth, just put on one of those tight bras that lift up and show all your meat right here. She didn't tell her that. She didn't tell her, go get that dress that got that split that come all the way up here. She didn't tell her that. When y'all dance, come more than likely, boy is gonna play some music. Don't, twerk with him. She didn't tell Ruth that. She gave Ruth some sound wisdom. Ruth went back and Ruth started asking Boaz questions. And it pleased Boaz. And this is a tricky part for some men and women. Ruth, she laid down at Boaz's feet. He didn't touch her. It wasn't about sex on the first date. Boaz, when he got finished having that conversation with Ruth, you know what he did? Boaz decided, this is my wife. I'm going to do whatever it takes to marry her. He went to the city leaders. He talked to the next of kin, the next of kin, and him talked. And then he made it clear that he could marry Ruth. And when he got married to Ruth, you know what he did? He proclaimed it to everybody. He did not hide Ruth. Any of you sisters, is a man hiding you? Is he hiding you? Do he only want to see you at 12 a.m. in the night? Do he only when y'all go out? His version of going out is taking you through the drive-through window at Burger King or something like that. He don't want you to be seen. He don't want to be seen in public with you. Are you that kind of man? Boaz wasn't that kind of man. Boaz wanted everyone to know that Ruth was the one. Sister, if a man don't know, let the world know that you're the one, you got a problem. Sister, if you meet a man that say, I want my relationship to be private. Brother, if you meet a woman that say, I want my relationship to be private, you don't want them. Even Jesus don't want. Do we have any private Christians here? Jesus said, if you deny me before men, I will deny you before my Father. Jesus don't even want to be hid. You better let people know that Jesus is in your life. Don't be ashamed to talk about Jesus. It's a tricky thing about Jesus' name. It's either going to bring people to you or it's going to repel them. That name Jesus is a sword. It divides people. It brings you together, or it ain't no in between with Jesus. Jesus said, if you're ashamed of me, basically, I'm ashamed of you. If you won't proclaim me before others, I don't know you either. When it comes down to judgment day, I don't know you. You remember, because some of them on judgment day going to say, you remember when I did this for you, Lord? I remember you. Jesus said, I don't know you. But you God, you know everything. I may be God, but I don't know you. You don't want to hear Jesus say, I don't know you. So, brothers and sisters, let God handpick the right person for you. Don't go by their outward beauty or that person looking good or what they have. You be with someone that what they have on the inside, just like the Lord told Samuel in 1 Samuel 16:7. 1 Samuel 16:7. 1 Samuel 16:7. It said, but the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as men see. For men look at the outward appearance, but the Lord look at the heart. Brothers and sisters, when it comes to a man or a woman, look at the heart. If you brothers and sisters have any comments or any question, put the word wait in the comment section and I'll wait. If you don't have no more comments, if you don't have no question, at this time, I want you all to go ahead and get this carrot plate, put it in the refrigerator, and warm it up in your microwave and share it with other family member friends. Just take as much as you want, because we need to share this food at the dinner table with other men and women. Okay, my brother and sister. Thank you so much, brother and sister, for being here at the dinner table. I love you. I love you. I love you. And those of you that have been making comments and everything, I really appreciate it. I really, really do, because it's something being at the dinner table doing all the talking. But thank you, my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for your time, okay? Lord willing, I will be back here tomorrow. Lord willing, okay? I love you, brother. I love you, sister. And Sister Renee Simmons, thank you so much for this topic. Thank you so much. Y'all need to thank Sister Renee, because she asked me to talk about this. So, Sister Renee, there it is. I hope that you enjoyed it, sister. I hope that you enjoyed the dinner tonight. Peace out.